Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family, to the Paris Saint-Germain versus AS Monaco preview. In today's video, we'll be going through the upcoming game between Paris Saint-Germain and AS Monaco this weekend. Away, obviously, versus Monaco at the Stade Louis II. Paris Saint-Germain sitting currently first in Ligue and 30 points, 9 victories, 3 draws, so 1 defeat, 27 goals scored, and 11 goals conceded. And Monaco sitting all the way down in 8th. I didn't know they were doing this bad. Only 20 points so far. 6 wins, 2 draws, and 5 defeats. This is a team that it's not struggling to win. It's struggling not to lose. 25 goals scored, only 2 less than Paris Saint-Germain. Marseille leading the pack, but 25 goals conceded. We have to go all the way down. Only 2 teams have conceded more goals than Monaco this season so far in Ligue, and Lorient and Metz. That is completely embarrassing for Monaco standards, but it's great for us. Should give us an advantage knowing that their defense absolutely stinks, and we may have a goal fest this game. Paris Saint-Germain versus Monaco is obviously usually a very tough game, especially at their away ground. I think Monaco potentially is the team that has beaten us the most times in recent time, from what I know. If you take a look at their head-to-head at the moment, and we'll strictly focus on the games going away. So away, we beat them 4-2. That was a comeback, I remember. It was a huge performance from Ousmane Dembele. 0-0 away. 3-1, they beat us away. 3-0, they beat us away. Away in the Coupe de France, but we beat them 2-0. Away in the League, they beat us 3-2. Away in the League, we beat them 4-1. Postponed. We beat them 4-0. So it was basically a period here where we couldn't go away to Monaco and beat them. Apart from last year, we went there, convincingly beat them. But before that, we've been struggling at their away ground. So we gotta hope for the best, going into this game. Then this is the side that I usually use for preview games, if I can find it right here. So this side gives you the information needed ahead of a game. So Monaco's Ligue 1 form right here. 2 wins, 3 defeats. They've lost their last 3 games, so not going in with confidence. In all competitions, they got a draw on their European night recently. Paris Saint-Germain coming into this game with 3 victories in Ligue 1 and 3... Okay, so yeah, that L between is for Bayern, yeah. So 3 victories in Ligue 1 and 3 victories in all competitions going into this game. And here's their predicted lineup: Radecki, Vanderson, Teze, Kerrer, Enrique, Kamara, Koulibaly, Achlios, Golovin, Minamino, Balogun. So a 4-2-4 playing Minamino and Achlios is basically dual 10s. Golovin and maybe Koulibaly and Kamara is the theme. I don't know. It's a bit weird, or it could be more of a 4-3-3. Well, don't take a look at the PSG predicted lineup because we got it here on Paris G Infos, and I've just seen there hasn't been that much reported coming up about this game. Medical points right here. Victime d'une blessure minimum à la cuisse droite lors du match face Tottenham, Nuno Mendes resterait en soins ces prochains jours. So, victim to an injury, minimal injury. Quas droite. Droite is right. Quas is somebody part, I don't know. We'll take a look at it in the English report. But they're gonna, Nuno Mendes is out for the game versus AS Monaco, and they will, see how he is in the upcoming days. À la suite d'une fatigue musculaire à la cuisse droite, Renato Martin effectue travail de réduction. So Renato Marin, our 3rd goalkeeper, will not be traveling with the squad due to fatigue, muscular fatigue, and he played with Paris Saint-Germain under 19 versus Spurs under 19 recently. So he hasn't played a lot of games, pushed into that game, and muscle fatigue. Ashraf Hakimi and Desiree Doué, working on their individual recovery program. And we'll come to the Nuno Mendes stuff before. Press Luis Enrique on Tottenham this week. Okay, Tottenham, we don't care about Tottenham. Luke Hernandez, beautiful football, you can have experience. Oh, I want to see that. On the lack of goals from his attackers, we're one of the teams that scored the most in Europe and in France. As a coach, it's not important to know who scores. The important thing is to score lots of goals and make assists. For me as a coach, it's anecdotal to know who scores. I mean, I do agree with him, but I do also not agree with him. Paris Saint-Germain's attack not being that good this season is definitely a problem. We're very happy and grateful that players like Vitinha, Nuno Mendes, Fabian Ruiz, João Neves, Achraf Hakimi, and even centre-backs have pulled up and compensated for the attack not being good enough. But that obviously is a huge critique, and it is a valid critique. Bradley Barcola is not being performing good enough. Khvicha Kvaratskhelia is not being performing good enough. And Desiree Doué and Ousmane Dembélé, fair to them, they've been injured, so we can't really criticize them. But there has to be something both Khvicha and Barcola need to improve. Obviously, Gonçalo, Ibrahim Mbaye, and Janto Kangili can also get better. Do you have anything about the upcoming game? Oh, so Nuno Mendes. He won't be available tomorrow. It's a concern when a player says during a match that he has a lot of problems. So that is actually why he went off. Obviously, the reports and even my opinion seeing it, it looked like it was a precaution because Nuno Mendes could have potentially gotten a yellow card. Even though it didn't make that much sense because if Nuno Mendes got a yellow card, he would have missed the Atletico Bilbao game, which isn't some kind of extremely tough game. What this comes down to is Lucas Hernandez. If Nuno Mendes is not ready for the Bilbao game, Lucas Hernandez is suspended for that game, so we're gonna have Beraldo as a left back. So Lucas Hernandez is such a stupid situation rather. He mentioned that at halftime we want to stay calm and relaxed. If it were a final tomorrow, he would want to play, but here he needs to recover. No, you see, and this is the great thing with Paris Saint-Germain with Luis Enrique. Even though we've had a lot of injuries this season, this is how we prevent a lot of major injuries. That's the thing, we haven't had a lot of injuries. None of them really been major. You could say Desiree Doué, Achraf Hakimi, and Dembélé have had semi-major injuries. But apart from that, it's mostly a precaution. Nuno Mendes, some teams, even if their player complained like Nuno did, they would keep him on. We take him off because we need him, for the big games coming up. Pacho and Ousmane Dembélé. Yeah, and we got some good stuff about Pacho. He's set to extend his contract. So, here we have the predicted lineup. I saw it before, and I've seen some reports before. So, let's go through it. Chevalier in goal. I've seen a lot of people say, put Safonov in goal just for the sake of it. Why not? Because even though we didn't go that much into Chevalier, I've seen some clips after that Spurs game. He was absolutely embarrassing in some occasions, man. But Chevalier in goal. Let's hope for a good game. Let's hope for a clean sheet. All right. It says Mayulu right back. Okay, yeah. Didn't get any minutes in the recent game. Warren Zara Emre can get some well-deserved rest. Zabarni, Pacho. Best centre-back partnership at the club, so happy to see that. And Lucas Hernandez as a left-back. And we saw Monaco have scored the third most goals in Ligue, and even though they're as defensively, they score goals offensively. So it's good that we have a good defense going into this game. Let's see how Lucas performs. Neves, Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, the best midfield in the world. Very happy we can start seeing him more consistently now. And then when it comes to the attack, Bradley Barcola gets some rest. Khvicha Kvaratskhelia gets some rest. Kangili on the right, happy to see him. Should have started the Spurs game. And Janto and Ousmane Dembélé, extremely interesting because Ousmane Dembélé, we gotta be honest, we saw him versus Spurs for 30 minutes. He was barely running. He was barely doing anything. So I didn't think, PSG maybe would want to risk it, but maybe it's just the intensity levels aren't there. Maybe he didn't play like that because he's still injured or something. Otherwise, he wouldn't have played. He's still playing like that because he doesn't have the intensity in his game and something. So I think Lucho's going with starting Dembélé, then taking him off, even at halftime if the worst thing happens, or maybe 60th minute. And you know what? Monaco are a team that press high, that will leave a lot of space in behind. So, okay. I mean, if Dembélé is fit, he's fit. Obviously, we could still go into tomorrow and Dembélé doesn't start. But if he starts, let's hope for the best for Dembélé. Happy to see him back. And then in Janto, starting 2 consecutive games. I think his game versus Spurs, that was his first start so far in the UCL this season. But I think he started away versus Lille, actually. So, first 2 consecutive starts here for Janto, which just tells me Luis Enrique rates him highly. And let's hope for a better performance from Janto in this game. It's a lesser competition. It's a lesser team. So hopefully Janto will feel confident going into this game. But yeah, that's been it for the Paris Saint-Germain versus Monaco preview. Hopefully guys have enjoyed this video. That's been it from boy PSG. And as usual, allez Paris.